श्यामलावर्तालिबाला समेत श्रीललिताम्बिकायै नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। vIrArAdhyA virADrUpA virajA vishvatomukhI pratyagrupa parakasha pranada pranarupini vIrArAdhyA. So lots of Aradhya names: Shivaradhya, Bhagaradhya, Sukaradhya, Duraradhya. Now in that sequence you have vIrArAdhyA. So who is Vira? The colloquial meaning of Vira is somebody who has got a lot of physical strength, or Sharira Bhala, or one who is or equivalent to Valor. But in the context of Devi Upasana, Vira is those who have controlled or defeated their Indriyas, the five senses, right? Indriya Nigraham. So one who is able to control his or her senses is the true Vira, because that's the most difficult thing. Difficult of all the enemies are the Indriyas. So if you look at Hanuman slokas, you will hear the word Jitendriyam. Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Jita Indriya. So he has defeated the Indriyas. So he is the Vira there, Mahavira. Indriya Nigraham. So those who are able to control their senses are the true Viras, and she is worshipped by those devotees who have defeated their Indriyas. And the second meaning is Dikshitas, those who have taken the Diksha, Mantra Diksha or any form of Diksha are the Viras. What does Diksha involve? Diksha involves Niyama Palana. Niyama Palana. Niyama is a rule, it's a disciplined way of doing things. So Saucham, Santosham, Tapas, right? And surrender, self-study. These are some of the qualities of Niyama. So Yama, Niyama in the Ashtanga, Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga, Yama, Niyama, Pranayama, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, then comes Pratyahara, Dhyana, Dharana, Samadhi. So for one who wants to reach the state of Samadhi, the first step there is Yama, Niyama. So the first step for Devi Upasana, Lalitambika Upasana is Niyama Palana and Indriya Nigraha. So you build in all the qualities of Vira within you. So those who sacrifice their Ahankara and Mamakara, this will keep coming till the end, are the true Viras. Those who conquer the Ahankaras and the Mamakaras are the true Viras. So those are the three kind of definitions for Viras. And she is worshipped by those Viras. vIrArAdhyA. virADrUpA. virADrUpA. Virata Purusha. You must have heard of Virata Purusha. So in the Vishnu Sahasranama you get Virata Purusha there. The Virata Purusha form is revealed to Arjuna by Krishna. So virAdrUpA is essentially Vishvarupa. Vishvarupa. So the entire Brahmanda is she, Vishvarupa. So this is your Purusha Suktam. Sahasra Shirsha Badana Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat A Brahma Kita Janani Varnashrama Vidayini. So Virat Rupa, virAdrUpA. virajA. virajA. What is Raja? Raja is it's Papa, sin, dust, right? Dust or impurity. Rajas, Rajas is dust or impurity or sin or papa. VirajA means she is free of dust, impurity or sin, which basically means she is Shuddha Brahma. She is Shuddha Parabrahma, Nitya Shuddha, right? Nitya Shuddha, and then there was another name that said Shuddha. So the opposite, not opposite, this is another synonym for that name, virajA. The other meaning is she has no rajas or tamoguna. She is trigunatmika, but then she is trigunatita as well. So raja here also means rajoguna. So she is free of rajoguna. So she is Shuddha Sattva Tattva. There is a Shakti Peetam as well called virajA Shakti Peetam, which is one of the 51 Shakti Peetas which was consecrated by Brahma, and it is in the state of Orissa in India. And the Devi Shakti is called as virajA there, virajA Shakti Peeta. virajA, vishvatomukhI. So we talked about virAdrUpA. So here you have vishvatomukhI. Vishvatomukhi. Mukhi is face, Vishvato, everywhere. So she is Visvasakshi, Sakshi Varjita, right? And what does Mukha or Vadana mean? Mukha or Vadana is where all the senses are. So you got eyes, ears, nose, tongue. So 4 out of 5 senses is there in the face. So all perception, so to speak, is through the face, Mukha or the Vadana. And Vishvatomukhi is, she is Visvasakshi, and she is observing everything. In other words, this name is a synonym for Sarvagnata. Sarvagnata is knowledge of everything. Sarva Agnata. That is one of the Shranga Devata Yukta Shadgunya Paripurita. Out of the 6 gunas, Sarvagnata is one of them. And that is the synonym for this name, Vishvatomukhi. In other words, there isn't a place where you can hide and do your sins, because she is Vishvatomukhi. So you are being observed constantly. Vishvatomukhi, because she is within you as the Atma Chaitanya Rupini. If you think you are doing somewhere without her knowledge, it basically means that you are ignorant or foolish, that you don't see her everywhere. Vishvatomukhi. I think since childhood we have been taught the greatness of Indian culture is that we have been taught that God is there everywhere. It's just that we don't feel that God is everywhere, every moment of our life. Vishvatomukhi. Pratyagrupa. The opposite of Pratyak is Paran. So Pratyak is inward, Paran is outwards. So this goes back to our name, Antarmukha Samaradhya, Bahirmukha Sudurlabha. So for those who engage their senses and mind towards Vishaya or information from external world or Prapancha, which is Paranmukha. So they can be called as Paranmukha. For them, it's very difficult to obtain her. The moment those senses are turned inwards, then it's easy to perceive her, because she is in the Pratyak Rupa within ourselves. So she is easily obtained by Pratyak. Her true nature can only be seen internally. So if you take the Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, the whole idea of Yama, Niyama and Asana is to condition your Sharira or physical body so you can sit in one place still. Then through Pranayama you are essentially controlling the Pranayama Kosha, and through once you control the prana, then you essentially control the mind when you do the Kumbhaka. And once you control the mind, the thoughts are under control. So once you attain, once you are good at pranayama, the next is dhyana, which is meditation. Pratyahara. vIrArAdhyA, pratyahara. Pratyahara, then the dhyana, dharana, meditation, dharana, and then samadhi. So you can't jump to samadhi directly without going through those phases where you have to condition your body, mind, and prana. Once you do that, you go inward, and then it becomes easy to achieve through samadhi state, virADrUpA. So God is everywhere. God is everywhere, but God is more closer to you, within you, and the Vaishnavi Vagdevatas keep stressing that point, that look inward, look inward. Parakasha. So within the Pinda, we talked about Panchabhutas, the Akasha Tattva in Vishuddhi Chakra, Vayu Tattva in Anahata, and then you get Agni down, and then below Agni you get Jala, and below Jala you get Prithvi in the Mooladhara Chakra. So those are the Panchabhutas, which is the Prapancha. Parakasha is above Akasha, which is above the Vishuddhi Chakra, in the Agna Chakra and the Sahasrara Chakra. So this Akasha in the Vishuddhi Chakra is dependent on the Parakasha, right? That Parakasha is Sahasrara Chakra or Agna Chakra. So this Parakasha is Hridayakasha, Chittakasha, Dharakasha Rupini, Chidakasha. So she is that Parakasha Rupa in the Sahasrara Agna Chakra. That is the meaning within the Pinda level, within our Sharira. At a Brahmanda level, what you see, Akasha, is infinite. Nobody knows the extent of the sky. Several light years you can keep going. You can send your probes, which can keep going. There is no end to it unless you run out of, the probe runs out of energy. So nobody knows the end of the Akasha. Parakasha is beyond that Akasha. Beyond that Akasha. That is Parakasha. vIrAdrUpA Parakasha. Pranada. So the Chit Shakti that is there in the Parakasha, right? Chit Shakti that is there in Parakasha. Now we are talking about the human body or Sharira. The consciousness within us, within this Parakasha, circulates as the prana in the Sharira. So the concept of Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya and Anandamaya Kosha is unique to Indian culture. Indian ancestors and rishis picked up this concept of pranayama kosha. So this circulation of panchapranas, prana, apana, udana, samana, vyana, pancha mahapranas, the 72,000 nadi system, all this is unique which has not been explained by science. So that prana that circulates within all the living beings, right? She gives that prana to all the living beings. virArAdhyA, giver of life. The definition of prana is cheshtana karoti iti prana. Cheshtana karoti iti prana. Cheshtana is movement of a being. So an inanimate object or inanimate thing, if it's in terms of movement, cheshtana karoti iti prana. Movement. Chestana, it causes movement. So prana is something that works 24/7, 365, and for 70 or 80 years, depending on the lifespan of the individual. From the day we were all born out of mother's womb till the day we die, right? The only person who constantly is working is prana. Even manas, indriyas, your senses, your mind, everything takes a break when you are sleeping. Your manas and indriyas, everything, they are all taking a break. The only person who is constantly working throughout your life from birth to death is prana Shakti. Prana works then. Now, medical science will explain so many things, like, you got heart, you got lungs. The heart has got some types of cells which generate electrical rhythmic activity within the heart, and that pumps the blood, and that blood will circulate to the lungs where the oxygen carbon dioxide exchange happens, and then it goes, the blood circulation system circulates, and when the heart stops, lung stops, the person dies. Or if you put that person on a ventilator and support is if somebody is brain dead, you can keep that sharira alive in the sense like in a vegetative state, by supporting the by intubating and ventilating the person through artificial means. Now that is the medical science concept of life and death. That is the definition of death, is when the heart and the lungs stop working. The ancient rishis and ancestors' definition of death is the death of Sthula Sharira is when the prana leaves. So colloquially, when how is death referred back home in India is pranam poyindi, prana voitu. Prana voitu. They were sattodru, tirpoinaru. These are the words that they use in Kannada and Telugu. But prana voitu is a very important word. What is the meaning of that? Prana left the body, right? Prana left the body with what? It left with Sukshma and Karana Sharira to the next, whatever the cycle of life and birth is for that person. vIrArAdhyA. So she is the one who gives the prana. So even though this Sthula Sharira, we are all temporary customers in this Sthula Sharira for whatever papas or punyas that we have done, and we are living here in this body for 70 or 80 years. Once it's done and dusted, the prana leaves with Sukshma and Karana Sharira into next cycle or moksha, depending upon what we do. So she is vIrArAdhyA. Pranayama, of course, is extremely important. So controlling breath is important to control the mind and the senses. And then the next name of her vIrArAdhyA is Prana Rupini. She is in the form of prana within all the living beings, which is called as Mukhya Prana, and that is Kundalini Shakti. So the act of breathing is involuntary, right? So when you go to sleep, with your senses switched off and mind switched off, the act of breathing is involuntary. Again, science explains through the fact that there is some within the brain stem, there is a reticular activating system, which is a set of neurons that constantly, reticular activating system is for consciousness, but then there is some respiratory cardiac centers. These are the neurons that trigger the make the act of breathing involuntary. That's the neurologist theory of how it works. But prana rupini is the other definition here, is the mukhya prana that circulates within us. Act of breathing is involuntary, and it can be made voluntary through pranayama, which is what in samadhi, do when you, for those who are familiar with pranayama, kumbhaka and things like that, where you hold the breath, pause the breath, that's when things are picked up. vIrArAdhyA, virADrUpA, virajA, vishvatomukhI, pratyagrupa, parakasha, pranada, prana rupini. I think all these names are related to antarmukha samaradhya, where you have to see the beauty of Devi Lalitambika as the prana that is circulating within you. So may we all thank her for residing in this sharira in that form of prana. Namo Namaha. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.